What's up, everyone? It's Sade, and coming through to talk about the solar eclipse that we have happening in Scorpio. That will be taking place tomorrow or today, depending on where you are in the world. But regardless of the actual date, eclipse energy you can usually feel days to weeks prior to the actual date, as well as weeks after the actual shift. So, and especially with the sun, the moon, and Venus now being in the sign of Scorpio, there is going to be a lot of plutonic energy. And even though this is a new moon, solar eclipses are essentially new moons, but it's when the sun and the moon are in conjunct with the north or the south node. So that's what makes it an actual eclipse, is it being conjunct with the collective north and south node. And in this case, it's in the sign of Scorpio, which is where the south node is placed. So it's energy that we're actually moving away from. North node is where we're moving towards lessons that we need to learn and embark on. South node means lessons that we've already learned, or not necessarily lessons, things that we've already experienced within that energy to an excess, and we needed to move towards the north node to balance that energy out. So with this solar eclipse being in the south node, it's energy that we're used to, that we've already been dealing with, and now we need to use the lessons that we have or should have learned from the north node to assist us with bringing more balance to this south node energy. And when we're dealing with the sign of Scorpio, which I love this sign, this is one of my favorite signs to study in astrology. But when we're dealing with the energy of Scorpio, it is the energy of the psyche. Like, it's very about the psychology, the darker aspects of the mind, the more shadowier, if that's even a word, aspects of the mind, and how we can cleanse that aspect instead of hiding it. And it's really the trauma that we have, that we hold on to, that's actually our true power. And it's what we can use to be a light in other people's life. So Scorpio is a deep transformative energy. It's the darker feminine. It's the Mars feminine. So it's internalization and transformation of self in order to change reality. So now that we have the sun and the moon in this Scorpio aspect, as well as Venus, this can really be a placement of relationships. So ways that we can be sabotaging ourselves in our relationships, as well as habits and routines that we are still in that are toxic. And we need to let it go. We need to purge it so that we can move forward towards that Taurus energy of Venus, of being in balance. You know, Venus and Mars, because Taurus is Venus, Scorpio is feminine Mars. It's about control, it's about possession, it's about partnerships, and it's about relationships. And it can be business, romance, friendships, anything that you're in relation to. But when you're dealing with Scorpio, sometimes in the darker element, it can mean someone who, or an energy that can be possessive, or that can be controlling, or that can be a little manipulative or obsessive. In its higher element, it's deep transformative love. It's intimacy on a soul level. It's the Kundalini energy, so tapping into your internal personal power. And whenever Scorpio feels like they have lost their power, that is when they want to control things outside of them. So dealing with these eclipse, really allow the universe to show you areas in your life that need a purge, need a transformation, and it's going to start with you. You have to change yourself, to change your perspective, to change your life. So this is really not a time to try to manifest anything, because eclipses usually bring a lot of chaotic energy. So you can put it out there and just see what the universe brings back. But you kind of want to take a step back and see what's being thrown at you right now, because whatever is being thrown at you is what the universe wants you to focus and pay close attention to. So that's where your focus really needs to be, kind of grounding in where should I be looking based off of my chart, and where do I really need to make the deep purging transformations within myself so that I can have this true life that I desire. Scorpio on its highest octave is power. It's power, it's control, but it's control of self in order to live and manifest one's life. So really look into where you need to cleanse, where you need to purify, where you need to kind of rip the Band-Aid off and see where you can be a problem, or where you can be an initiator in something and step into your own personal power to move towards the aspects of your life, that north node, what you truly want, and what you want to build in this material world or in your partnerships and relationships. So really fun energy. And then we have a lunar eclipse, which is going to be in the sign of Taurus coming in 2 weeks. So we are dealing with Venus and Mars. So it is partnerships, it is inner battles, it is inner wounds, it's trauma, it's a lot of dark energy. So take a lot of time to ground and maybe seclude a little bit. Ground, seclude, cleanse your energy, and be very honest and truthful and vulnerable during this time. All right, y'all, I will see you for our lunar eclipse in Taurus and throughout the rest of the season for the next zodiac sign. Bye.